Hello, everyone. I'm back here with Jill. Wait, Jill's over here. Hi,
We never
Jill.
quite know where it
And
shows up at the end, so we're just gonna do that.
last week we were talking about um, showing up and why you should show up, especially if you're a new tutor, on
Mhm.
social media and the importance of that. Right? We gave you 3 tips. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, definitely be sure to, right? And I think we can provide the link, right?
Yes, well,
We'll
you
be
can
sure to do
definitely
that.
do that. We'll do a
Yes.
link to last week's video so you can find that.
No, too. Okay, but this week we have a new topic. So we're talking about social media tips for tutors like you. Okay, so let's
Woo.
start. That we're going to go over. All right, now these are tried and true. This is what I followed. I've been on social media with my business, whether it be to talk about tutoring or dyslexia awareness or my resources since 2013, guys. So we're working on here like close to 8 years. Long time.
Woo!
Facebook is, I know, Facebook has gone through a lot of interesting changes over the year and just kind of have like roll with it. Now, some people think like they just want to like throw in the towel when it comes to posting on social media, but you know what? These tips are really going to help you stay focused.
Yeah.
So, tip number
And kind of like
one.
give them some concrete ways. Like we kind of go into this and we're like, what do I do? Because you guys, I
No.
was like that. I was like, I don't want to do it. It seems very overwhelming. So these will give you some ways to focus your social media.
Right. And you sort of get into this mindset, then it starts to really make sense. And you get into a really nice pattern, a nice habit when you're thinking about what to post. So, tip number one, consistency.
Mhm.
So, I say this to so many people over the years, but it's really true. Facebook doesn't want a fair weather friend. They don't want you as a business owner. We're not talking about your personal page, as a business owner. They don't want you to like throw up a cute little meme like one day and then maybe 2 weeks later, like some article. And when I see someone posting inconsistently, there's a couple of things I think about. Um, Maybe just, all right, they're new to this, or they don't know what to post, or they just really haven't gotten into a system of consistent posting. When you post consistently, you get into that habit, then whether you use a scheduler and you can schedule posts because you can do that for your business, right? But when you do that, then you will start to see more traction in your post, people interacting. And we're not talking about getting likes or what we're talking about, people commenting, taking the time to actually comment on your post or actually share it with someone else. And that, when Facebook sees, oh, this person's consistently posting on a daily basis, yes, I would recommend daily basis, then you will start to see more people seeing your posts because Facebook is going to use their little math algorithm to deliver that out there.
Mhm.
Okay. So would you agree, Jill? Got to be consistent.
Yes, absolutely. And you guys, this is something I've struggled with. So Emily is great at consistency, me not so much. So it is something that I've really had to work at. And hopefully, if you're following Tutor Success Academy, you can actually see that things have gotten a little bit more consistent. And the reality is, as I have gotten more consistent, I can see, number one, you can look at your reach, right? You can see how your posts, you can see how many people it's reaching. So you guys, you may or may not know this if you're new to social media for business, but your business posts do not get shown to everybody in your audience. So you want your reach to go further. And one of the ways that you do that is by showing up consistently. And then they'll actually show your posts to more people. That was something I didn't realize in the beginning. I thought everybody saw it. Nope. You got to earn it. You've got to like get in
Right.
there and put in the time. It's like any other relationship, right? You've got to show up consistently and then you
Right.
kind of reap the rewards. And so that has been probably my biggest lesson, is in trying to really focus on that consistency no matter what. And Emily is the one
Mhm.
that taught me that. So
Yeah,
yeah.
you get, yep, that's one of the big one tips. Okay. So if I had to leave you with just one tip, that would probably be the most important one. I should have saved the best for last, right? Okay.
Right. But yeah,
All right.
consistency.
Number two is another very big tip. And that is for when you really start getting into that consistent posting, people start to think, well, should I be posting? But the biggest thing you want to focus on is knowing who your peeps are. Who is your audience, right? And think about that. And you might want to ask yourself a few questions. Well, what do these people need? What are they looking for out there? Try to put yourself in their shoes. Think about their pain points and what they're coming to you for. Are they a parent who's been struggling to help their kid at home, or seek finding a tutor to help them out? What are they really looking for if they're coming to your page? So people come to my page, even though I could really provide some amazing tips on diaper rashes, teething babies, um,
For kids.
you know, like crock pot recipes, things like that. Like I could really go into the whole mommy blogger thing, but that's not my following. That's not what I chose to do. I could,
Mhm.
but I chose not to. My pathway was towards dyslexia awareness, tips about structured literacy, helping struggling readers. So when you come to my page, my audience are those are people seeking tips in those areas.
Right.
They'll go to like, I don't know who they'll go to, like maybe Quirky Mom or something for like tips on
Mhm.
recipes and things. I don't even know. But know your audience. Okay.
Yes.
That's tip
I like
number
to
2.
imagine that they're on the other side of the screen, right?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like
that's
I really like to think like I'm not just putting something into a computer. Who is it
mhm,
on the other side? Because that helps me think, what do they need to hear? What do they need to see? Which actually is going to lead us into our next point. But
yeah.
your audience is everything because it's the whole purpose of you having a business page, right?
Mhm,
The whole point of having a business page, like your personal page is all about really, truly about like keeping up with your friends, your family, things like that, right? It's really that social part of it. But your business page, you really need to be thinking about who is watching, who is looking, who is following. They are really the priority, right?
yeah.
Because you're doing this as a service for them. And so I think when you really take into account, does my audience, who are they? Do I really know who they are and what they need? And is this post going to serve them in some way, right?
Mhm, yeah.
So I think that's so important to think about your audience. And that leads into
Oh
point
no,
number
just
3.
one
Oh,
more
yeah.
quick thing. When I just want to point out with knowing your audience, when you start to read through comments of what people put down, that actually helps you know what people are looking for. Because I personally feel that any person who has taken the time to actually compose a comment on a Facebook post, whether it be positive or negative, has a story behind that comment that they felt compelled to comment on what you shared. And that is going to help you know the people who you're dealing with and the people that you're not really dealing with.
Right, exactly.
Because y'all got a
And
few people come out and, yeah,
yeah.
you know what
And
I mean.
also, yeah, you
Okay.
also are going to know that sometimes you're going to get comments from people who are not your people, and being able to
And
understand
that's
and go,
okay.
yeah, and going, oh wait, they're not my people. That's fine if this didn't connect with them. But that goes back to last
Absolutely.
week's talk about that being a connection and a relationship, right? Is that you're posting, you want to think about the people on the other side of the screen, and then pay attention to what they're sending back to you. Pay
For
attention
sure.
to which posts are getting more interactions or likes, or all of that is information that you can use to continue to create content that will really help them on their journey, because that's what
Absolutely.
we want to do with our social media.
Yes.
And that does bring us to point number 3, which is thinking about what would help those people on the other side of the screen. Not just what you want to share, but what would help them, right? Because there's a
Right.
lot of things. I was very close to sharing a picture of my English muffins this morning because they were yummy. Nobody cares about my English muffins. Okay, they're not that fancy. They definitely wouldn't
I
care
do. I
about
like
it.
English muffins.
Okay. So, you know what though? Here's the thing. So, that would make sense on the Tutor Success Academy page if I'm talking about having a relaxed morning that I set up through my schedule in building my business, right? So, again, I could talk
Right.
about those English muffins, but it would be from this way of saying, this is possible for you too. I'm talking about
Yes.
like I'm connecting with people's heart and their desire to build a schedule that fills them up. Like I remember eating granola bars in the car driving to work. That was like my morning, and now my breakfasts and things are a lot more enjoyable. So, yeah. So, again, if you think about that audience and what do they want, there are times where I show off things that are more personal, but it's always from this perspective of what might my people want to know and see, and they might want to connect with how a schedule can look when you build your business, right? So for tutoring businesses, I want you to think about your audience, whether it's moms, other teachers, community members, grandparents that are raising kids, whoever your audience is, right? Think about what would help them. And that right there can give you a lot of insight as to what you could be posting. So you could be doing demonstrations. Like I was just watching Adrian, I was just looking at Adrian what's Adrian's last name? Meldrum?
Meldrum.
Meldrum. Okay. So her new business is math. Used to be math for
middles.
What is it called?
Math for middles.
Okay. It's math for middles, but she also has a new page. So,
okay,
yeah, it's math something because I had to look up math. She has another one as well, and she does demonstration videos breaking down how to do certain math things. And I'm like, that's great because if I was a parent, I wouldn't remember any of those things.
I need to go there. Yeah.
Right. So think about demonstrations. And so it could be, if it's reading, you could be showing parents, here's how to help your child when they're reading and they get stuck on a word. I'm going to show you 1 or 2 tips today that you can use. Right. So you can give demonstrations of things. You could use encouragement. So some of your posts could be focusing on encouraging your audience. And you guys, I don't care what audience it is, every single audience in the world needs encouragement for something.
More like, I think people more than ever need criticism-free, judgment-free posts.
Yes.
Really, more than ever. Yes.
Yep. Saying, I see you. I know what you're going through. It's going to be okay. And you are trying, like, we need that, right? So sometimes it's going to be information, right? You're a tutor, you're an educator, you have some information to give, but sometimes they just need to hear it from somebody else that they're doing a good job. Things are okay. Whatever struggles you're going through, other people are going through them, and it's not just you. So that could be another thing that could help your audience. You could also answer questions. So whether those are private messages on social media or just like people in your life. So like I have a childhood best friend who she'll call me and be like, all right, I've got some questions about like this teaching thing, this learning thing, this whatever it is. And over the years, and I could take some of that and go, if she's curious about that, I bet you other moms are curious about that too. So I could do a post answering that question. And then of course you want to think about resources. As an educator, you are probably following a lot of educational pages, blogs. You're getting information that maybe parents or whoever your audience is might not be regularly following. So you sharing resources that like you're a trusted source of information. So if you're sharing it as something that your audience can trust, has really good, helpful information for them as well. So you can do resources as well. Do those sound like those hit the spot for you, Emily? As far as things to share?
It's just getting really to the heart of what your audience needs. And that takes some reflection on your part. It takes a lot of good listening, and a little bit of planning. Okay. And with all these things, being consistent, I really believe that you will build the audience of people that are going to come to you as a trusted source. So hopefully we've given you some good food for thought. And Jill, tell us a little bit. We want to learn a little bit more.
Right. So you guys, we've now, we've had over 450 people go through Tutor Success Academy. We have talked to thousands and different communities, right? We've had, 3,000 people that are somehow connected with TSA in some way. And when it comes to social media, people panic and they get nervous and they don't know what to do and they don't want to do it. And I was one of them, you guys. And so we have a social media business bundle, and that's 3 courses that we've created to help you to kind of go, what do I do next? What do I focus on? How do I actually get a handle of this, having a social media presence for my business? And so we don't want you to feel like you just have to kind of stumble through it alone. We have a bundle of courses that you can use and that you can have lifetime access to get a little bit more help. And our courses that are in that bundle are all about building that online community. Remember, because it's about community. It's not about just spamming people. It's about relationships, right? So that's one of our trainings. Our next training, our other course is about Facebook, right? And so what do you do with Facebook? What are some things to pay attention to? It's all of these things. Hopefully you use more strategy than just open it up and slap something out there. No,
Yeah.
you're a business owner,
Yeah.
right? You can do things with more intention. And then we also have a course on Instagram. So we have Facebook, Instagram, and just in general, building those online communities and really
Awesome.
focusing on the connection, right? And so for 2 weeks, just through the end of October 2020, in case you're watching this a year from
In
now,
2020.
we're doing 60% off on that bundle of courses.
Wow.
Guys, that's the cheapest you can possibly ever get it because we've never done 60% off before. So we have done a discount before, but it's never been 60%. So this is just for the last 2 months of October 2020. So if you
Okay.
are thinking you would like some help, and some of these have printables as well, like some checklists. I know just the Facebook printable alone has one page full of ideas for things that you can post on social media that
Uh,
could cover any platform, whatever platform you're using, right? And so that right there to me would be worth it. Like, give me some ideas of what I can post. And that right there, that page alone would probably be worth it. And you can get it for 60% off. And we will have the link either
That's
in the description of the video or in the comments below. So one of those two
yes.
places.
All
Yeah,
right.
so we cannot wait to see you out there showing up on social media. You guys, it's not that hard. You just have to get started. So we hope we will see you out in social media land.
Okay. Thank you
Yep.
so much for watching us again. We'll see you
Yep.
soon.
Okay. Bye,
Bye.
guys.